Perform the indicated operation, then use a calculator to check your work. So in the problems we're working with here, we can see our first problem is an addition problem, and the second problem is a subtraction problem. So we certainly want to keep track of that. We know that whenever we're doing addition or subtraction with fractions, we need to be sure that we have a common denominator. And in both of these problems, the problems are given to us with the fractions already with their common denominator. So we're in good shape on that. So when we add or subtract fractions, if the denominators are the same, the denominator is going to stay the same, and the operation that we're doing, either adding or subtracting, we are only going to do to the numerators. So 3 plus 1 is going to be 4. Now we need to be sure not to stop too soon. We have done the addition, but we always want to simplify. Whether directions say to do that or not, that's just an expectation of what we should do when we're working with fractions, and our final answer is a fraction. So if we have 4/8, we're going to go ahead and simplify that fraction. We're going to look for the greatest common factor, and we can see that the greatest common factor of 4 and 8 is 4. So we're going to rewrite the numerator as 4 times 1, and we're going to rewrite the denominator as 4 times 2. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, and once we've done that, we can see that those 4 over 4 is going to give us that 1. 1 times 1/2 gives us our final answer there of just 1/2. Same idea when we're doing a subtraction problem. When the denominators are the same, the denominator is going to stay the same. So my denominator is going to stay as a 15. 13 minus 4 is the operation we're going to do. So the subtraction only happens up here in the numerators. And 13 minus 4 is 9. 9 over 15. Now be sure not to stop too soon. Be sure to ask yourself, will this fraction simplify? The answer is absolutely it's going to simplify. 3 is the common factor, greatest common factor of 9 and 15. So 9 is going to become 3 times 3. 15 is going to become 3 times 5. And once again, we can see that where the numerator and denominator are the same, the 3 over 3 becomes 1. 1 times 3/5 gives me my final answer of 3/5. Now let's pull up our calculator to check our work. So for our first problem, we had 3/8 plus 1/8. So we're going to use the fraction key on our calculator to enter in our fractions. So 3 fraction key 8 plus 1 fraction key 8. So there's 3/8 plus 1/8. Remember that little backwards L kind of symbol means that the calculator's thinking a fraction. When we press enter, yep, there's my answer of 1/2. Then when we check our other problem, 13/15, so 13 fraction key 15. And remember we were subtracting, so here's our subtraction sign. 4 fraction key 15 for the fraction 4/15. And when we press enter, we end up with 3/5. So notice the calculator does the simplifying step for us, which is a really nice thing with these kinds of problems.